What's up, everybody? It's your girl Danny with Danny Girl Comics and Collectibles. And as you could tell by this big smile on my face, I'm happy to be back doing another CGC unboxing video. But before we get started with the unboxing, I do want to take a quick moment to talk about my nomination for one of the categories in the CBC Awards. CBC stands for Comic Book Community, so it is the Comic Book Community Awards. And yes, I have been nominated in the category for 1,000 to 5,000 subs, and it's for unboxing videos. So voting is open right now. You can go to cbcawards.org. I'll put that all across the screen just so you can see it and cast your vote for some of these wonderful YouTube content creators. I'm pretty sure some of them are your favorites, and you get to go and vote for them so that your favorite may just win an award. I appreciate the nomination. I am very humbled by it. And yeah, y'all know I don't like to, mess around with these unboxings. I know y'all like to get into it. I like to get into it. But before we take a look at the books, what I expect from this video is that hopefully we can walk away with some grading knowledge. The two books that we're going to look at are two of my favorite characters. Y'all already know who they are. We got a Wolverine book and we got a Miles Morales book. But these books have a little bit of a story with them. I want to share that with you guys. And then again, we're going to take a little bit of a deep dive into the grades that we received on these books. I already know both of them are not 9.8s. I know that because I worked on these books personally myself. Just like the thumbnail said, I pressed and cleaned these books. I know they are not 9.8s, but we're going to see what CGC graded them as and see if we can, justify the grade. Agree with it, maybe disagree with it, we'll see. But there is some great information that's going to be shared after we unbox the books. So y'all know what time it is. Let's get it. So I did already go ahead and cut the tape because in the past, of course, I have done an unboxing and, sometimes I don't look at it. I'm so engaged with you guys that I don't necessarily look at what I'm doing. Although I can kind of see myself, in the camera right here. But I thought for safety purposes, I would just go ahead and cut the tape, but the contents are still inside. As you can see, all nice and bubble wrapped. So let's go ahead and take a look at these books. I am so excited because these are two books that I pressed on my own. It is my first CGC submission of books that I pressed and cleaned myself. So this is kind of a special unboxing, and I'm really excited for it. So let's go ahead and get all this unraveled here. We got our invoice. Let's get rid of that. Let's get off this packaging here. And should we look at the grades? I don't know. Let me see if I can try to hide them. I don't do that much, hide the grades, but it's a surprise. So I'll try not to look at it. So not looking at the grade, but looking at the back cover, I can already tell you this book is the Wolverine book. We have X-Men issue 133, and we got a 7.0. 7.0. Okay, so if you looked at one of my previous videos, I told the story of how I acquired this book. And you see that nice little custom label up there. Y'all know I was going to get the custom label. But again, my friend Big Russ helped me acquire this book. And my hope was that I would acquire this book in an 8.0 minimum. But upon receiving this book, I saw that it needed a lot of love. Y'all know what I say, show your collection some love. This book definitely needed it. And, I was still hopeful that maybe I could reach that 8.0, but we'll go ahead, like I said, we're going to take a little bit of a deeper look at this book to see where that 7.0 came from. Anyway, you guys know I'm always happy to have an awesome book in my collection. I am still okay with this 7.0 for a book that I pressed and cleaned myself. And it looks great. It looks great. Let's take a look at the slab real quick. And it is correct. It says X-Men 133 at the top. So CGC did not get the label wrong at all. I've seen some real weird label stories lately, but it looks great. And yeah, so that's our first book. And again, stick around because we're going to look at some of the defects on the book that gave us that 7.0 grade. So if you want to maybe get some tips about grading and take a look at some defects with me, stick around. We'll go ahead and take a look at that. The next book we have, again, is a Miles Morales book. I believe this is Miles Morales, The Ultimate Spider-Man, issue number 1, the 1 in 25 variant. And we got a 9.0. All right. So, beautiful book. As you already know, I do have this book in my collection in a 9.8. This book has a very interesting story that I am going to share with you guys. I pressed and cleaned it myself. It looks awesome, and you know it. You know I got that Miles Morales custom label, which has been retired, but I was able to still get it when I submitted these books. So, I am happy with this. My hope was that I could get this book to a 9.2. The reason for that is because this book has been on a journey. It started out as a 9.2. I'm about to share some photos with you guys, and we're going to tell a little story about this book, as well as, again, look at the X-Men 133 and look at the defects to see if we can justify that 7.0. So, this particular book was purchased as a gift for me from my comic shop, fantastic retailer that I use a lot. And the book started out as a 9.2. And I thought it would be a candidate for a CPR, which is crack, press, and resubmit. I had never done that before. This was before I took on pressing books on my own. And so I decided to try a third-party presser to do the CPR. And yeah, that video is also available. I'll try to put the links to those videos as well so you can see the unboxing of this original book where I sent it off to a third-party presser and it came back from a 9.2 to an 8.5. But let's go ahead and take a look at the pictures. Starting off, here it is as the 9.2, which was again a gift to me. And then I sent it off to be cracked, pressed, and resubmitted to a third-party presser who then sent the book off to CGC for me. And here you see the loss of grade with an 8.5. So I didn't really take a look at the book. I was just so disappointed with the grade. And then once I got my pressing confidence up, I decided to go ahead and take a good look at the book and decided I would try to do the CPR on my own. So here it is. I cracked out the book. There's the label that it came back with in the 8.5. And as you can see, there are some pressable defects here. It's weird because I don't know how that defect would still be there after being cleaned and pressed. Also, you can see on the back of the book, there was, it was dirty. I was able to get that cleaned up really nice. And I was able to get that creasing out that you saw on the cover. What I could not get out, and it is not a pressable defect, were the lines. There are some white lines. I don't know if I can get it clear enough for you guys to see, but that is what brought this grade down to a 9.0. Seeing those pictures, seeing the defects that were on this book, do I agree with this 9.0? I do. Because again, those lines, they're like scratches or something. I'm not sure actually what they are, but they are not pressable. However, the creasing, again, I did get that out, and it reflects in the small grade bump, 8.5 to a 9.0. So I'm going to say that this is a win for me, because that lets me know that I am moving in the right direction with my pressing skills. So I would call this a small victory. And yeah, I'm just going to keep going forward with my pressing and continue to learn. Now, let's take a look at the X-Men 133. Let me go ahead and grab that book again. So again, here it is. Still a beautiful copy in a 7.0. Again, my goal was to have this book in a minimum of an 8.0, but let's take a look at the defects that were not pressable that may justify the 7.0. So first, you see we have the top left corner. Now I did get some of that cleared out. It was pressed out, but it has spine ticks. Again, I don't know how clear that will show up on this video. I tried to take a clear picture, but there are some spine ticks in the green box there. And then moving to the corner, it's on the bottom right. You can see that there were some folds and creases which are not pressable. I can make it look better, but in the end, those folds and creases are still going to show, which reflects in the grade. And then turning it over to the back, you can see that there is a corner crunch, which again, I was able to improve, but ultimately you cannot get rid of that corner crunch. And that corner crunch was actually in the front and in the back of the book. So again, with the spine ticks and both of those corners being crunched at the top, and then the folds and creases down at the bottom. There are a few more spine ticks that go down the rest of the book as well. Not a whole lot, but there are some. And so looking at these defects, I'm going to say that I actually agree with the grade that CGC gave this book. So there you have it. Hopefully, taking a look at the defects with me, you were able to get an idea on the grading and what can bring the grades down on a book with these type of defects. But in the end, it was a great learning experience for me. I'm not really worried about value in this case because the value I took out of it was that I learned a little bit more about grading and what brings a grade down. And I also learned again, that I am moving in the right direction when it comes to learning to press my books. One other quick thing I want to share with you guys is there are no grading notes from CGC on these two books. So again, I felt comfortable with the grades that I received, even though there aren't any graders notes. It's possible that they did not put graders notes because the defects are pretty obvious once you take a good look at the book. You know, I can clearly see what affected or impacted the grade on the book. It still would be nice to get graders notes on a 7.0 book and a 9.0 book, but in the end, I feel like I can tell, you know, what the defects were to receive those grades. So, just wanted to share that little tidbit with you guys. That's my unboxing video for you guys today. Again, we have these two awesome books that came back to my collection, and I appreciate you guys tuning in. We do have more CGC unboxings in our future. I do have a box right here next to me, as a matter of fact, that has about 10 books in it. Funny enough, it is the last submission that I sent off to be pressed and cleaned by CCS, which is the CGC pressing service. And these books have been gone for a little over a year. I just got them back. I have not submitted any books to CCS since these books. So again, a year ago, I sent these books off. I do have them now. So we have another unboxing video sometime in the near future. And I appreciate all of you tuning in. I appreciate anyone who goes to the CBC website and give me a vote for your best unboxing video or video series. And y'all know what to do in the meantime. Show your collection some love and take care. Look, I'm filming here. You can't come at my door trying to steal the show. They want to see me talk about comics. They don't want to hear your meowing. This is Miss Coco. This is the little kitten that you heard at the door when I was filming. But she's trying to steal the show. We can't have that.